I found a place where 90% of natural lifters lose their gains without even realizing it. It's not the squat rack, it's not the leg press, it's not even in the gym, it is right here. The breakfast table. For years, I was completely convinced that muscle growth was a simple math equation. I thought, as long as I hit my daily total, let's say 180 grams of protein, it didn't matter when I ate it. I thought my body was like a bank account. You deposit protein in the morning, noon, or night, and the balance stays the same. I was wrong. New data has completely shifted my perspective. It turns out, the human body doesn't work like a bank account. It works more like a factory with strictly scheduled shifts. And if you miss the morning shift, the workers go home, and the building stops. Today, I'm going to show you the scientific proof why your low-protein breakfast is likely keeping you small, and exactly how we are going to fix it to maximize hypertrophy. Welcome back. Today we need to have a serious conversation about protein timing. Now before you click away thinking this is about the old anabolic window bro science, relax. I'm not telling you that you need to chug a shake 30 seconds after your last set of bench press or your muscles will fall off. That myth died 10 years ago, but in our rush to debunk the anabolic window we swung too far in the other direction. We started believing that timing doesn't matter at all. The fitness industry told us, just hit your macros bro. And that advice is incomplete. The real issue isn't about rushing your shake after a workout, the real issue is protein distribution. Most of us eat in a pattern that is culturally normal, but physiologically terrible for muscle growth. We eat a tiny amount of protein at breakfast, a moderate amount at lunch, and a massive amount at dinner. This is called a skewed distribution. And today, I will explain why this skewed approach is silently killing your potential gains. To understand why breakfast is the most critical meal for a natural lifter, we have to look under the hood. We need to talk about muscle protein synthesis, MPS, and muscle protein breakdown, MPB. Think of your muscle mass as a swimming pool. There is a pipe pouring water in. That is protein synthesis, building muscle. There is a drain letting water out. That is protein breakdown, losing muscle tissue. To grow muscle, you simply need the water coming in to be faster than the water draining out. This is called a positive net protein balance. Here is the problem. When you wake up in the morning, you have been fasting for 8 to 10 hours. Your insulin is low. Your nutrients have been absorbed. Physiologically, your body is in a catabolic state. The drain is open. Your body is breaking down tissue to sustain energy needs. If you wake up and just drink black coffee, or eat a piece of toast with jam, you are not closing that drain. You are extending the catabolic period. But it gets more specific. To actually turn on the faucet, to trigger muscle protein synthesis, you need to activate a specific pathway in your cells called mTOR. Think of mTOR as the master switch for growth. If mTOR is off, you're not building muscle, period. So how do we turn mTOR on? It requires a specific trigger. It's not just calories, it's not just food. The trigger is an amino acid called leucine. This is the most important concept of this video. Muscle protein synthesis is not a dimmer switch. You can't turn it on a little bit. It operates more like a light switch. It is either on or off. To flip that switch, you need to reach a specific concentration of leucine in your blood. Scientists call this the Leucine Threshold. For most healthy adult males, this threshold requires about 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine in a single sitting. In terms of real food, that translates to roughly 30 to 40 grams of high-quality, complete protein. Here is why this matters for your breakfast. Let's say you eat 2 eggs and a slice of toast. That sounds healthy, right? 2 eggs contain about 12 grams of protein. The toast has maybe 3 grams of low-quality plant protein. Total, 15 grams. Did you hit the leucine threshold? No. Did you flip the light switch? No. You ate calories. You ate protein. But physiologically, regarding hypertrophy, you are still in neutral. The switch is off. Now compare that to dinner. You eat a 300-gram steak, that's 80 grams of protein. You smash through the leucine threshold. The switch turns on. But here's the kicker. You can't turn the switch more on. Once the light is on, it's on. The extra 40 or 50 grams of protein at dinner are burned for fuel or stored. They do not create extra muscle growth to make up for the morning. I know some of you are thinking, is this just theory? Does it actually matter in the real world? Let's look at the data. A landmark study by Mamerow et al., published in the Journal of Nutrition, looked exactly at this question. They took healthy participants and put them on two different diets. Both groups ate the exact same amount of total protein and total calories per day. Group A, the skewed group, ate like the average person. Low protein breakfast, 10 gram, moderate lunch, 15 gram, huge dinner, 65 gram. Group B, the even group, distributed their protein evenly. Breakfast, 30 gram, lunch, 30 gram, dinner, 30 gram. Remember, the total intake was identical. If the just hit your macros crowd was right, the results should have been the same. But they weren't. The result, the group with the even distribution, Group B, had a 25% higher rate of muscle protein synthesis over the 24-hour period compared to the skewed group. Let that sink in. 25%. In the world of natural bodybuilding, where we fight for every single percent of gain, a 25% difference is astronomical. That is the difference between an okay year and a great year. Why did this happen? Because Group B spiked their MPS 3 times that day, morning, noon, night. Group A only spiked it once effectively, at night. Group A spent the first half of the day with the light switch off. You cannot make up for lost time. There is another physiological mechanism that explains why you can't just save your protein for a massive dinner feast. It's called the muscle full effect, or the refractory period. When you eat a high-protein meal and trigger MPS, levels stay elevated for about 3 hours. After that, synthesis drops back to baseline, even if amino acid levels in your blood are still high. Your muscles basically say, okay, we have enough for now, we are done building. They become refractory. They need a reset period before they can be stimulated again. If you eat all your protein in one massive 100-grind meal at 8 p.m., you trigger synthesis once. Then the muscle full effect kicks in, and the rest of that protein is essentially wasted for anabolic purposes. By spreading your intake, you are working with your body's refractory periods. You stimulate in the morning. Reset. Stimulate at lunch. Reset. Stimulate at dinner. You are maximizing the number of growth opportunities in a 24-hour cycle. Now I have to address the elephant in the room. I know many of you do intermittent fasting, IF. You skip breakfast to stay lean or for mental clarity. I did IF for years, I loved it, but we have to be honest about the trade-offs. If your goal is pure fat loss or longevity, IF is fantastic. But if your primary goal is maximizing muscle mass, skipping breakfast is suboptimal. By skipping that morning meal, you are voluntarily keeping your body in a catabolic state for 4 to 6 extra hours. You are eliminating one of the 3 major growth spikes of the day. Can you build muscle with IF? Yes, absolutely. Is it optimal for maximizing hypertrophy? No. The science is pretty clear on this. If you are a hard gainer, or if you feel stuck at a plateau, breaking your fast earlier with a high-protein meal might be the change you need. Practical application, fixing your breakfast. So, we know the science. We know we need 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein within an hour or two of waking up. How do we actually do this? Most traditional breakfast foods are terrible protein sources. Bagels, cereal, toast, orange juice. They are all carbs. Here are 3 concrete examples of how to construct a hypertrophy breakfast. Option 1. The sweet tooth solution. Quick and easy. This is my go-to when I'm in a rush. Take 250 grams of low-fat Greek yogurt, or skyr. This base alone gives you about 25 grams of protein. Add half a scoop of whey protein powder into it. Mix it up. Top it with berries for antioxidants and maybe some walnuts for healthy fats. Total protein, 40 grams. Prep time, 2 minutes. This hits the leucine threshold hard and digests relatively quickly. Option 2. The savory upgrade. If you like eggs, you have to stop eating just 2 or 3 eggs. It's not enough protein. The hack here is to combine whole eggs with liquid egg whites. Take 3 whole eggs, 18 grams protein. Add 150 ml of liquid egg whites, 16 grams protein. Scramble them together with some spinach and low-fat cheese. Total protein, 40 grams. The liquid egg whites are pure protein. They add volume without adding the fat of the yolk, allowing you to hit the target without consuming 1,000 calories. Option 3. The I hate eating in the morning shake. Some people just have zero appetite in the morning. I get it. Don't force-feed solid food. Drink your protein. 1 scoop of whey isolate, 25 grams. 200 ml of milk or soy milk, 6 to 8 grams. 2 tablespoons of oats, blended fine. 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. Total protein, 35 to 40 grams. Liquid calories don't trigger satiety signals the same way, so it's easy to get down even if you aren't hungry. One final note on these meals. Notice that in all these examples, protein is the priority. Carbs and fats are the variable. If you are bulking, add more oats to the shake or have toast with your eggs. If you are cutting, stick to just the eggs and spinach, or just the yogurt and berries. The protein requirement remains constant, whether you are cutting or bulking. That 30 green leucine threshold does not change. Never sacrifice your morning protein just because you are on a diet. In fact, when dieting, this becomes even more important to protect your muscle mass. Let's summarize. Your body is not a bank account, it's a factory with shifts. If you skip the morning shift, you lose 30% of your daily production capacity. Eating 100 grams of protein at dinner does not fix a low-protein morning. The leucine threshold is the key. You need 30 g plus of quality protein to flip the switch. For the next 30 days, I want you to try this challenge. Change nothing else about your training. Just change your breakfast. Focus on hitting that 40 g protein mark within 90 minutes of waking up. Track your strength in the gym. I guarantee you will feel a difference in recovery and energy levels. If you want to see exactly what I eat in a full day, lunch, dinner, and snacks included, to hit $200 of protein easily, comment full day down below, and I'll film that for the next video. Don't let your breakfast kill your gains. I'll see you in the next one.